Why values and traits important? Our values are important because they help us to grow and develop. They help us to create the future we want to experience. Every individual and every organization is involved in making hundreds of decisions every day. The decisions we make are a reflection of our values and beliefs, and they are always directed towards a specific purpose. And that purpose is the satisfaction of our individual and collective needs. There are four types of values that we find in every setting. The first one is the individual values. Individual values, this is on how we show our life and our specific needs, the principles we live by, and what we consider important for our self-interest. Individual values includes enthusiasm, creativity, humility, and personal development.
The second type of our values that we can find in every setting is the relationship values. Relationship values, this is on how we relate other people in our life, be they our friends, family, or colleagues. Relationship values include openness, trust, generosity, and caring. The third type of values is the organizational values. This is how organizations shows up and operate in the world. Organizational values includes productivity, growth, teamwork, and strategic alliances. And the last but not the least is the societal values. This is on how we relate ourselves and our environment to the society. Societal values includes future generation, environmental awareness, ecology, and sustainability.
So having empathy is very important because you will be able to understand your client or the tourist, especially in the field of tour guiding. You'll be able to understand them well because you will know if they are enjoying themselves from the trip, or are they comfortable enough, or are they bored. So it also implies sensitivity because you will not tend to ignore the discomfort and concerns about the tourist, because as having this, you will be able to gather the needs of the tourist, and the issue or the problem will be long solved.
Here's an example for empathy or sensitivity. During tour, a tour guide explains information and details about a certain thing or a particular area. And seems one of the tourists want to ask something about it but can't speak up because of shyness, and it can really be seen on his or her gestures. So the tour guide will do something that can motivate tourists on asking questions without hesitating, and able to make an exciting and within friendly approach flow of the tour. Like starting with a smile and trying to be funny or making jokes so that everyone will not get bored or pressured before, during, and after the tour. But not all the time the tour guide will make jokes. At the very first, he or she must feel the presence of each tourist and know when to make jokes. Jokes are for positive vibes only, and tour guides must be responsible to be aware on every tourist's feelings and emotions. For short, tour guides must know their limitations and boundaries and avoid crossing the lines because diverse tourists are ahead.
Good day, everyone. My name is Mariel Ansabalsa from DSTM34. I am filming this video because I might not be able to attend the class today, for I am going to attend my theoretical driving lesson at LTO Tacloban. Ma'am, I am hoping for your consideration. So my topic is all about accuracy. Accuracy traits is needed in tour guiding because tour guides must be able to recite facts and deliver it clearly to the tourist. It must be precise. Facts and information must be accurate. Otherwise, they should be able to say they aren't sure if the customer asks something, and they must go back to the customer asking after clarifying the thing that being asked. On the other hand, a bad tour guide will not provide enough information, so the tourist will lack knowledge about the visited place. They might get bored and the trip might become exhaustive, and the tourist might end up needing a rest from the trip itself. So tour guide must study well the place. They should gather the information and facts to present it to the tourists that they are going to tour around.
Hello everyone, I am Leslie Salvacion, and now I am going to share with you some infos about how accuracy show in tour guiding. An ideal tourist guide provides accurate and interesting information about the visited place. Each city or attraction is unique in its own way, and there's always something unusual and interesting for foreigners to learn. Sharing accurate information will enrich tourist knowledge and experiences. Not knowing answers to their questions disappoints them and give a bad feeling about their trip. A good tour guide must provide accurate information about the attractions. Make sure that tourists see as much as possible and have a good time. A tour guide ensures his group get informed and learn while they travel. He or she does everything it takes to deliver a quality escorted tour.
Multilingual is most commonly used to describe someone who can speak or understand multiple languages, especially someone who can speak several languages with some level of fluency.
And also, it has a multilingual communication. So, when we say multilingual communication, it is an intrinsic element of travel and tourism. So, to facilitate the customers and travelers, you need to assess them and their language. So, as a natural consequence, language translation services are an essential part of the tourism industry. And that's all.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm going to talk about the multilingualism. When it comes to tourism, communication is so vital in gaining customers' trust and growing businesses. Language has been barrier for a decade. Multilingualism is an essential for people working in the tourism sector, as it is meant for communication with the tourist and understanding cultural differences. Multilingualism is the ability of an individual speaker to communicate effectively in two or more languages. A person who can speak multiple languages is known as a polyglot or multilingual.
One qualities of being a good tour guide is flexibility, wherein a flexible approach to a situation can make a tour even better. As far as possible, a good and great tour guide should always has a flexible approach, because being flexible means open to a serendipity, taking a moment to enjoy spontaneous moments like a particular and perfect sunset.
Flexibility in customer service means being able to adjust situation. At times, tour guide will need to go with the flow. They may need use various approaches based on the audience they will be entertaining. A flexible approach can be the difference between good and a great tour guide. Being flexible means being open to unexpected challenges and changes, as well as being open to a spontaneous moment that will arise on cultural activation. In addition to liking people, successful guides are compassionate, respectful, and tactful. Flexibility, this includes the ability to be adaptable and patient.
Engaging. Being engaging is about getting and keeping people's attention, whether the attendees have been there before or whether it is the first time. We aim to transmit the true flavor of the local people, places, and traditions which make this destination so special. It have been ability to convey passion, act positively, and tell various interactive stories. Tour guides handle a few of several tourists. At any given time, a quality tour guide should show accurate and significant knowledge, all while providing a simple and engaging experiencing guest. Guest helps to add a personal touch and influence to your experience.
Tour guides should have a compelling zeal and passion for what they do. They do not have to be a locals to be a guide in an area. They just need to have enough passion to learn the history of an area, naturally, tell the story, and explain their knowledge with enthusiasm to eager the guest. In addition, an ideal of a tour guide engage tourists by asking their questions and looking for their feedback. Tourists' point of view matters to a tour guide. Being a good listener helps understand tourists better, their opinions and interests. To engage tourists and keep them interested, an ideal tour guide helps or keeps the storytelling short and simple. It is clear, correct, concrete, concise, and complete in order to have tourists memorize the information.